Good morning, everyone. Instead of a fun fact about jewelry, I thought we'd do a series about coins. People ask me all the time, or not don't ask me, but they tell me all the time that Granddaddy carried a quarter in his pocket and it's worth $30,000. So I thought we'd do a series about coins, specifically United States coins, so I can kind of tell you what I know about coins. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you what I know. Okay. So up to 1964, quarters were made out of silver. If you can see, these are quarters from 60, 44, 42, and 64. And if you can tell, look at the difference. You can see this one is made out of 90% silver. 1964 and older. Okay. So 61, 62, 44, all the way back, quarters were made out of 90% silver. And I'm showing you this edge, that little edge right there, because you can see that it's silver all the way through. Conversely, now this is a $50, but I want you to see this part. See where it's copper under there? So in 1965, the United States government started making quarters out of 10% silver. See, you can see that little copper sandwich piece in there. And on this one, it doesn't have it. So why did they start making quarters from 90% silver to 10% silver? Well, the quarters became worth more than a quarter. In other words, people figured out that from the silver content, they could take this quarter to a jewelry store or a pawn shop, and they would give them 50 cents for it. Right now, I would give you $2 for this quarter each. So that's $2, $4, $8 right there, because they're 90% silver, and silver's trading for an astronomical amount of money. So anyway, 1965, the United States Mint began making quarters in 10% silver, nickel, copper, stuff like that. So they became back to worth a quarter, which is the face value. So people were taking these silver quarters that are 90% and melting them down and selling them and making more than a quarter for them. So the U.S. Mint began pulling them out of circulation. And also, too, the war effort in 1965, the Vietnam War was just beginning to get started. And the U.S. military needed silver anodes to go into bombs and guided missiles and stuff like that. So they needed this silver. So again, the United States government took the silver out of the quarters and started putting it in military-related hardware. So there you go. A quick fun fact about quarters. And I will tell you this, if you watch a lot of old Western movies, this is 2 bits. I don't know where a 1 bit is 12.5 cents, but this is a 2-bit coin. So if you hear somebody pay for a haircut in an old Western movie and it was 2 bits, that's a quarter. Your fun fact about coins today. Jason Hewlon with Hewlon Jewelers. Y'all take care.